The replacement of natural land with urban structures has multiple environmental consequences, yet little is known about the magnitude and extent of these repercussions at the global scale in the past and future. This project aims to radically reimagine a resilient ecotone. With rapid urbanization and urban development, the current built environment and infrastructure is resulting in a new phenomena called urban heat island. These sites create a microclimate around the urbanscape that result into thermal pollution, which has many adverse effects on the global ecosystem, like global temperature rise and urban heat. These heat islands have specific cities where the effect is persistent. With alarmingly high SUH index, such as New Orleans, Istanbul, Tokyo, and London. The four major causes of SUHI being persistent in these cities are high population, building height, building materials, and lack of green spaces. The urban heat island effect is a growing concern in London, where the dense concentration of buildings, roads, and other infrastructure causes localized temperature increases. As a result, heat domes emerge within the city. All of these factors contribute to more intense and frequent precipitation events. Increased impermeable surfaces pose a threat to flooding along the Thames in the future with devastating effects. This research explores the fusion of artificial intelligence and biointelligence within the design ecology framework, going beyond a human-centric perspective. By leveraging the analytical power of AI and acknowledging the value of coexistence, we imagined a spectrum from terra to nano, where fibrous, interlace, bulbous, and fractal elements were explored. The Terrascape study started with an image-to-image transformation influenced by a text prompt. This heuristic neural network testing produces diverse visualization of slime mold experiments. Masking the Terrascape on the existing terrain and dataset of wetland images are used to train the model to envisage prospective ecotones. In this xenocognitive approach, the Terrascape study was further analyzed and explored to understand the growth of fibrous and bulbous patterns. On the megascale, this gene pool is post-rationalized to ideate propitious ecotone. This ecotone levee is designed to create a transition between two ecosystems for protection and ecological benefits. Agent-based modeling and the utilization of stigmergy algorithms are employed to determine the proximity between the planned ecotone and the current road networks. The objective is to devise a network of interconnected pathways, akin to a fibrous trail, that seamlessly integrates the ecotone into the existing urban landscape. This approach facilitates a harmonious blend between nature and infrastructure. Ecotone and the fibrous trail are diffused to propose a new urban fabric. On the macro scale, this new fabric proposes urban interventions to re-establish the activities in the flooded region. The bulbous neighborhood and fibrous connections are visualized on a mesoscale using artificial intelligence. These urban spaces, which are formed throughout the city fabric. The temporalities within this ecotone manifest as shifting landscapes, as the water level alters the composition of the bank, influencing the flora, fauna, and ecological processes that occur in this ever-evolving space. A nanoscape of AI images is utilized to extract the depth and thresholds to generate a 3D geometry of the tile. Further, to enhance the tile's structural stability, we used weighted Voronoi. This tile is then topologically mapped over curved surfaces. The bulbous unit provides protective enclosed spaces for varied activities. When water or waves interact with these bulbous shapes, they minimize resistance and turbulence. They also evenly distribute the forces, reducing drag and improving the water resilience of the space. These bulbous aggregations create diverse yet unique spaces varying in volume to cater to different activities for humans and non-humans alike. These spaces are rewilded with lost species of plants and animals of varied scales according to the scale of their habitat, such as terra, mega, macro, meso, micro and nanoscape. These species are capable of preventing soil erosion and resulting in proven flood mitigators as well. To re-establish the activities on the submerged terrain, the fibrous connections derived from stigmergy first appear to be morphed into mangroves having their inherited properties of stopping water. The parcel generated from these fibrous morphologies is then populated with point locations derived from the water depth abstraction to pixel density from image sampling. Using these points and sphere packing, bulbous morphologies are formed. These morphologies are then fused together and binding them with the mangroves. This results in the neighborhood being influenced by forces such as buoyancy and gravity, creating a floating amalgamation of spheres resilient to the flood and facilitating the relocation of lost activities from a non-human perspective. Cerulean is an amalgamation of different layers of networks and neighborhoods. The interweaving of these layers formulates spaces of varied volume and various scales. These spaces can host plethora of species of flora and fauna such as algae, fungi, moss and assorted species of animals like otter, beaver, fishish and different amphibians. Cerulean offers a unique solution that combines artificial and biointelligence to address urban heat island effects and sea level rise in cities like London. Through innovative approaches, Cerulean creates a resilient ecosystem that reshapes flood-prone lands and generates new morphologies. The resulting system creates multi-species spaces for various entities, fostering a biodiverse ecosystem where humans and non-humans coexist harmoniously. Cerulean is a groundbreaking approach that addresses the future effects of climate change while mitigating contributing factors and uniting diverse organisms within an inviolable environment. Cerulean becomes a coelom, a beacon of hope towards a more collaborative and sustainable ecosystem.